They may not have been born around Hollywood, but they certainly made a name for themselves there.
We should report this to Teasel, Galt. Look at that.
You just do what I tell you.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies by Canadian directors.
Dude, I think it's best to just tell him.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, God.
For this list, we're looking at the best movies from directors who were either born in Canada or who chose the Great White North as their adopted home at a young age. We're ranking our list based on critical reception and box office totals.
I'll bet you're going to be thinking about me after I'm gone.
I bet I am.
No kiss.
Number 10, Dallas Buyers Club, Jean-Marc Vallée.
I like your style, Doc.
While most likely remembered as the climax of Matthew McConaughey's career renaissance, and the film that won him an Oscar, this drama is also a great showcase for the directorial skills of Jean-Marc Vallée.
I've been looking for you, Lone Star.
You know I could have killed you?
8 years after earning rave reviews for his gay-themed drama Crazy, Vallée took on the true story of Ron Woodruff, an electrician in Dallas who refused to take his diagnosis of AIDS sitting down, and tries to save his own life, as well as the lives of others afflicted with the disease.
That's where I got the idea. Welcome to the Dallas Buyers Club.
The film was a hit at the Academy Awards, receiving 6 nominations, including Best Picture, and a nod to Vallée for Best Film Editing.
Like in hospitals, man. Mixed up my blood samples.
Number 9, Juno, Jason Reitman.
This is not a food baby, all right? I've taken like 3 pregnancy tests and I am for shiz up the spout.
The son of beloved director Ivan Reitman, Jason Reitman had no problem following in his father's footsteps with this quirky and lovable indie comedy.
Jeez, Banana, shut your friggin' gob, okay?
Directing an Academy Award-winning script from Diablo Cody, and aided by an acclaimed performance from Ellen Page as the title character, Reitman handles the sensitive topic of Juno's teen pregnancy effectively and maturely, while integrating plenty of laughs and memorable characters in the process.
Dad, either I just peed my pants
Or?
Thundercats are go!
Pull out! Pull out!
We also have to give him bonus points for casting 2 Canadian leads in the form of Paige and Michael Cera.
Because you're like the coolest person I've ever met, and you don't even have to try, you know?
I try really hard, actually.
Number 8, The Sweet Hereafter, Adam Egoyan.
Enough rage and helplessness and your love turns to something else.
Often considered one of the greatest Canadian films ever made, this drama from acclaimed director Adam Egoyan is a haunting, riveting piece of drama.
So you think someone else caused the accident, Mr. Stevens?
Mrs. Otto, there is no such thing as an accident.
The movie takes place in the aftermath of a bus crash in a small British Columbian town, where 14 kids were killed, and sees a lawyer approach the grieving families, seeking to sue those they see responsible.
They work for the people that we're trying to sue. See, their job is to minimize damages, and ours is to try and maximize them. That's the way you have to think of it, Nicole.
Egoyan received an Academy Award nomination for Best Director for his incredible adaptation of the Russell Banks novel.
Things get covered up. People lie. That's why we must begin our investigation quickly, before the evidence disappears.
The movie holds the distinction of receiving a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and is still praised to this day.
Because we've all lost our children. They're dead to us.
Number 7, Mommy, Xavier Dolan.
La pire chose qu'on puisse faire à un enfant malade, c'est se croire ou le croire invincible. C'est pas parce qu'on aime quelqu'un qu'on peut le sauver.
Since coming onto the scene in 2009, Dolan has racked up critical praise with his dramas, but it was only with this 2014 film about a single mother and her neighbor that he became appreciated as one of Canada's greatest talents.
Je suis pas prête à retravailler avec des enfants tout de suite.
Non, hein? Non. Moi aussi, nous autres aussi, là. On essaie de quoi, nous autres aussi?
Dolan has become known for taking risks in his work, and Mommy was no different. In it, actress Anne Dorval plays a widow who has to deal with both the bad hand she's been played in life as well as her violent and troubled son.
Tu m'attends que c'est ça, parfait. C'est moi aussi d'abord, hein? Arrête. Moi aussi, 50-50. Attends que je te pogne, ma tabarnak!
The film was a huge success in Canada, winning several awards, and even being nominated for the Palme d'Or and winning the jury prize at the Cannes Film Festival.
C'est un bon Jack, tu sais.
Number 6. Sicario, Denis Villeneuve.
FBI, don't move!
Denis Villeneuve has become one of Canada's most talented exports in the industry, and he truly hit the big time in 2015 with this intense crime thriller.
Every day across that border, people are kidnapped or killed by his hand or with his blessing. To find them would be like discovering a vaccine.
Bolstered by incredible performances from Emily Blunt and Benicio del Toro, and cinematography from Roger Deakins, the Mexican drug war set film not only looks great, but also provides an unbelievably tense ride for all of its 2-hour runtime.
Si intentas cualquier cosa, tus hijas morirán violadas por 20 mamarrachos. Da la vuelta.
In addition to raising your blood pressure, it also presents interesting questions about the war on drugs.
What are we looking for?
Just keep watching.
The film made $80 million worldwide, proving that Villeneuve can helm a cast and crew to success across the board, and not just at home.
Nothing will make sense to your American ears. And you will doubt everything that we do. But in the end, you will understand.
Number 5. In the Heat of the Night, Norman Jewison.
You're making a mistake. Don't you bet against it.
Adapted from a 1965 novel and released at the height of the civil rights movement, Jewison was responsible for this racially charged mystery film.
Okay, black boy. We come here to teach you some manners. I told you about them bad manners, boy. You better put that down.
In it, Sidney Poitier plays the iconic role of Detective Virgil Tibbs, who faces racism and prejudice when assigned to a murder case in Mississippi.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
It became iconic for Poitier's portrayal of Tibbs, an African-American hero in a predominantly white world.
There's white time in jail and there's colored time in jail. The worst kind of time you can do is colored time.
The film also won 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, with Jewison receiving a nod for Best Director, a nomination he received again 2 decades later for the acclaimed romantic film Moonstruck.
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it!
Number 4. First Blood, Ted Kotcheff.
Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
While the series is more associated with writer and star Sylvester Stallone, director Ted Kotcheff was responsible for getting the series off the ground.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off! It wasn't my war! You asked me, I didn't ask you!
The first installment in the Rambo series is about Stallone's Vietnam veteran coming back to America and facing animosity because of his service in the unpopular war.
Guy's a war hero. Jesus, that freak? I knew there was something about that guy.
Despite the tense action that makes up much of the movie, First Blood is actually a very subtle, emotionally driven character film, regarded as one of the best works of both Stallone's and Kotcheff's careers. And today, it stands as a cult classic.
They drew first blood, not me.
Number 3. The Fly, David Cronenberg.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Those squeamish in the audience might want to look away. Cronenberg made a name for himself in 1983 with his gore-drenched sci-fi film Videodrome, and then turned his affinity for body horror up to 11 with this remake of the classic 50s horror film.
No, I'm becoming something that never existed before. I'm becoming Brundlefly.
Not only does it feature great performances from stars Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, it's also a testament to the wonder and horror of practical effects.
I'm an insect who dreamt he was a man and loved it. But now the dream is over.
After an experiment goes wrong, Goldblum's Seth Brundle undergoes a terrifying transformation into a human-sized fly. complete with ooze and loss of body parts. It remains Cronenberg's only film to win an Oscar, appropriately for Best Makeup.
At the very least, it should make a fabulous children's book.
Number 2, Ghostbusters, Ivan Reitman.
Go get her, Ray!
If there's something strange in the neighborhood, who are you gonna call to put it on screen? The director-producer of some of the best comedies of the 70s and 80s is a good place to start.
Batman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
That's great!
Thanks to Reitman's deft hand at action and comedy, this supernatural romp, which starred fellow Canadians Dan Aykroyd and Rick Moranis, made sure we'd never look at refrigerators or marshmallows the same way again.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
After immigrating to Canada from Czechoslovakia at age 4, Reitman eventually began his professional career in his adopted homeland, where he honed his skill at directing broad and somewhat immature, albeit highly successful comedies.
Everybody! Well, Dr. Ray Stantz, would you please? The heart of the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters itself became a monster hit, and to this day, is one of the most quotable movies ever. Busting must make him feel good.
We could really bust some heads. In a spiritual sense, of course.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
For the reenactments which concern me, I hire actors to play my brothers and sister. Finding these actors isn't hard. In fact, I'm able to get substitutes that bear uncanny resemblances to the vintage originals.
C'est pour toi que Nathalie achète?
C'est une amie.
Si tu viens régulièrement, ça serait peut-être mieux qu'on fasse affaire directement ensemble.
Moi, c'est une situation temporaire.
Number 1, Titanic, James Cameron.
Where to, miss?
To the stars.
We could have filled this list with projects by the legendary action sci-fi director, like Terminator 2 Judgment Day or the box office behemoth Avatar.
Let's dance.
But Cameron will be most fondly remembered for this historical epic, which at the time was the most expensive film ever.
I'm Jack Dawson.
What else do we pick here?
I have to get you to write that one down.
Having nurtured his interest in both the arts and technology while growing up in Ontario, the director combined the two to push the boundaries of practical special effects and CGI, and give us a love story for the ages in Jack and Rose, two star-crossed lovers who met for the first and last time on the ill-fated ship.
Winning that ticket, Rose, was the best thing that ever happened to me. It brought me to you.
Cameron rode the film's success to multiple Oscar wins and box office triumph, as Titanic became the first movie to gross over $1 billion worldwide.
I'm the king of the world!
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite movie from a Canadian director?
I'll have the FBI lab send you the report on this. Not that it'll make any difference. I'll take that. You won't.
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Something strange in your neighborhood.